Wiki, welcome, Warcraft fans. Special thanks to all of my comments out there. I can't believe I have only 3 subscribers. I have 2 comments. OMG. The excitement levels have ratcheted themselves up to tier number infinity. Up here at the northern top spot on the map, his name is Russian Army, and he's been engaged with the Ukrainian army for quite some time now. Russian Army. And down at the southern spot, it is Oragorn, playing as humans. This is not a tournament game, or maybe it is actually. Special thanks to whoever's YouTube channel. It's in the Cyrillic alphabet, so unfortunately I'm not able to read that quite so well. But you could just tell that the quality of this video is going to be skyrocketing up into the wow, what quality the peons move around with the greatest of ease and repair and all of that jazz. So he's going to be going ahead and repairing his barracks. Meanwhile, down at the southern front, Oragorn repairing his blacksmith. He wants to get these upgrades up and at him as quickly as possible. Moving around back up here, notice the footmen running around having a good old time with the quality of this video unparalleled in the universe of quality of videos. Never have I seen such a quantitative amount of quality being presented here in Wiki Warcraft 2. Alright, the footman has won the duel with the grunt. He makes his way over, and it's a pause for a word from our sponsor, the Maverick KMSU 89.7, Minnesota State University, Mankato. And also Goldfish Snack Crackers, the snack that smiles back, Goldfish. And we return back to the game here. The footman's going to turn right back around and run right back home, knowing that 2 grunts versus his single sword would not be enough to strike vengeance into the hearts of those orc believers. The second barracks underway here from Oragorn. Gold separates east from west. Very well known for both of these Russian players to do the 2 barracks rush, and that's exactly what they're going to do. I don't know if I needed to say the word doo-doo there. I just wanted to say doo-doo. Ha 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 ha. And they're both players. Looks like they're going to be building up their armies before pushing out here. Neither player wants to be caught with an inferior army. So both players going to be trying to wait for the opponent to make the move. That way they have that just a little bit of extra time that it takes the opponent to get to their base to build that ground force up. And look at the upgrades on these guys. Both upgrades so nearly the identical that it's really going to be tough to say who's ahead. Oragorn going to be pushing out on the map. Russian army going to be waiting. He sees the army coming with that 1 scout grunt who will fall. Level 4 just about to arrive for both of these players. And indeed it has now arrived. So that means that Oragorn's going to go push in. But his opponent is waiting for him with the level 4 of his own. And he's going to push off these footmen so easily. There's going to be a nice concave here from Oragorn taking the fight to Russian army. And that's going to force Russian army to lick his wounds and back the heck up. But he still has the superior army. We do see 30 food count for Russian army and 30 food count for his opponent. A little bit farm blocked there, but almost identical are these 2 players in their awesomeness at Warcraft 2. Here's the lumber mill making its first appearance. Level 5 now for Oragorn. Russian army most likely following suit with that early level 5 and a lumber mill of his own. Pretty soon the gold mine shall explode, and that'll add a new element to this game. Which gold mine will each of these players choose to expand to? Dun dun dun. Now, do reckon that the gold mine down here for Oragorn is a little bit further away from the mine than that of Russian army if he chooses to take that natural 60,000 gold expansion. And Russian army has now scouted out this town hall. So he's going to make his men move out on the map. Here comes the the grunt onslaught. And he's going to set up shop right next to this town hall, trying to deal as much damage without forcing the fight, and the fight has been forced, so both armies clashing in the middle of the map, and who shall win? It looks like Russian army has the advantage, gonna force the forces of Oragorn off into the distance, but still it has not been a decisive enough battle for either one of these combatants to complain overall or to claim overall victory. Meanwhile, back home, tier number 2 has been reached from a Russian army. In the meanwhile, a couple of towers here from Oragorn, and he's already up and at him with his mining, but do recall his mining does take a little bit more, and Grunt's now trying to make these towers' day a bad day as they now need to run away from the huge amount of footmen. And Ogres, what an exciting game. Ogres now making their first appearance on the map. Oragorn with the footman technology, but the towers guarding his gold mine. And meanwhile, Russian army with the tier number 2 of technology. The footmen going to make a side sweeping action here, catching completely off guard Russian army, who needs to quickly pivot his army to try to defend against this assault. Many a peon's going to fall. We can't quite see how many because of the quality of this video, but still, big shout out to my 3 subscribers out there. I can't wait to see you guys argue in the comment section. Wow, I am just feel so grateful that anybody would even feel necessary to leave a comment on the comment section, let alone argue about it. Thank you once again. You guys all make my day. Knights now from Oragorn, not playing around, or is he? He's got a huge knight force, and he's after that, striking that fear into the gold mine line of Russian army. He really is poised to place another well strategic attack, and he's going to use this to set up another third base, so the knights are there to ride to victory, able to quickly clean up the entire offensive force. Look at the micro on that guy, pulling his knights away at the last second to provide such a great concave enveloping the defensive forces. But here comes the repairing peons from Russian army. Nobody, I'm talking nobody, is able to defend quite like Russian army, who has entrenched himself in with these defensive lines. And now the game has just ratcheted itself up to tier number super exciting, as we definitely don't have a victor yet in this game. Still, Oragorn slowly pulling ahead with his extra base count, his gold line unmolested so far, but he does have so far to carry those big heavy bags of gold. And wow, my jaw has just been dropped. Here's yet another assault from the huge forces. The knights come riding in, and just as quickly as they come riding in, they go riding right out the door, because they know that Russian army has a defense unlike no other. So they're gonna sit there and maintain the gold flow of that gold mine, making the peasants even walk further and carry their burden even further, or not. They have just disappeared. The quality of this video, mwah, excellent. Oh, I was too busy consuming my fine beverage to have my jaw drop. Look at the assault on this guy, completely enveloping the knights, but have the damage been done as the knights completely ride out to safety, swooping on in, killing all kinds of peons, then riding out, and he's now mixing it up with macro mode, setting up barracks after barracks. This is gonna be the 5 barracks knight infusion into that army, and we shall see if Russian army is able to defend against just the huge gold flow on this guy. More towers, more defensive lines being set up here, maybe more foxholes and sneaky tunnels so our ogres to squeeze into, but they need to transfer from one gold mine to the other to defend against these and nimble and agile knights that ride one place to attack and then disappear into the night. Here comes yet another expansion to fuel this 5 barracks craziness from Oragorn. The excitement, the action, only to be found here at WikiWiki Warcraft 2. 64 supply to 39 supply. It looks like Russian army, despite its entrenched defensements, is now about to meet its doom. As the knights come riding to victory, they decide not to face off against the enemy on his terms, but rather ride right back away for another day of waiting for this game to end. We shall soon see. Still, that 1 gold flow of Russian army does have quite a bit of gold ducats inside its coffers. It is one of the larger ones in the map, but you can see now that purple has completely spread out over the entire southern section of the map, mined out that middle gold mine of all of its golden ducats, and here comes the huge ogre army assault. It's a last-ditch effort, but just too many knights are gonna put him away, and that's gonna be GG, my friend. There's not much that he can do after a huge defeat like that. Just so many dead bodies laying askew on the battlefield. What a WikiWiki Warcraft 2 epic awesomeness. And with all the assaults, the knights completely envelop the gold mining. There's no more gold to be mined, but there's plenty of dead bodies everywhere as the knights ride in and completely execute every last peon. This is GG. Thank you for tuning in. Tune in next time. Wiki Warcraft 2. Special thanks, spasibo to Oragorn Russian Army, Top Mo 3, and all of the Russian players out there. Здравствуйте.